Hi, this is Sarah Schultz with NTC Train the Trainer program, hand washing skill. Hand washing is one of the biggest factors in preventing transfer of microorganisms and infection control. First, you see some of the CDC guidelines. Wash your hands before and after preparing food. So on breaks, if you're a CNA on the floor, nurse on the floor, dietary, really anytime, no matter what your job, wash your hands before and after your breaks. After using the restroom, personally, after helping a patient to the restroom, after removing gloves, anytime your hands are visibly soiled, anytime you have direct contact with your own face even, it's so easy to just brush your nose, scratch your ear, brush under your eye, scratch at something. Anytime you touch your face, wash your hands again before patient care. Anytime you blow in your nose, sneeze, cough, those little unhygienic things. Anytime you are in direct contact with the patient, even shaking someone's hand, patient brings their dog in, you pet it, wash your hands again. Anytime you're in isolation precaution rooms, anyone has an infection of any sort, there's different MRSA infections, pneumonia, any kind of respiratory thing going on, and C. diff especially. C. diff is an infection that is covered in a spore, essentially, so the only way to get it off of your hands is to wash your hands. Hand sanitizer is not acceptable in those points. CDC guidelines do say if soap and water are not readily available, it is okay to use alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Again, in those cases where you were in contact directly with a patient with C. diff or something like that, use the hand sanitizer, go directly to a sink that has soap, water, everything available, and wash your hands. In cases that it is okay to use alcohol-based hand sanitizer, like I said, make sure you use one that is at least 60% alcohol. If you are assisting children or confused adults with sanitizing their hands, make sure it's direct supervision. Make sure they do not confuse it with something else and possibly swallow any of the hand sanitizer. Directions for using hand sanitizer: use enough, cover all the surfaces of your hands, fingertips, palms, wrists, rub together until it's dry, usually about 20 seconds. Do not wipe off or rinse any of the hand sanitizer. It pretty much negates the purpose of the hand sanitizer. I will just go over the specific directions of washing hands, and then I will demonstrate. You may not be able to hear me over the water running, so I will review the steps now. Begin, warm up your water, a comfortable temperature. Wash hands begin by getting them wet. Apply soap to the hands. Rub hands together using friction for at least 20 seconds. I've heard a few different ones, either saying happy birthday twice or row, row, row your boat 3 times, and that should be 20 seconds. It did used to be 15 seconds were part of the guideline, and it has increased to 20. Interlace fingers pointing downward. Don't ever bring hands up at any point during washing hands. You don't want it running, getting everything wet, and you're spreading whatever was on your hands is going to be on your sleeves now. Wash all surfaces of your hands with soap, wrists, cuticles, palms. Again, that's part of the 20 seconds. And then afterwards, rinse hands thoroughly under running water with fingers pointed downward. Dry your hands on clean paper towels, and then use an additional clean paper towel to turn off the faucet. Discard all paper towels into the trash container. And one of the bold steps, if you are taking a CNA course, this would be an automatic failure in a skills checkoff. Do not recontaminate hands by touching faucet or sink at any time during or after the hand washing procedure. It can happen, so just be highly aware of it. All right, I'll get my water warmed up here. Again, begin by wetting hands. Apply soap to hands. Using friction. Rubbing together for at least 20 seconds. Using those fingernails, cuticles, in between the fingers. Wrists. Okay, and then we're going to rinse. Again, keeping fingers downward. Do not touch the sink or the faucet. And then we do not flick, we do not shake. Just let them drip here. Get your clean paper towel. Dry off hands, wrist to fingertips. An additional clean paper towel. Turn off that faucet. Discard. If you are using the bathroom and then there's a door to exit out of, make sure you grab another piece of paper towel to get that doorknob before you leave. Anything you may have touched prior to washing your hands and you have to touch it again, make sure you use that paper towel. Again, always use hand washing over alcohol-based hand sanitizers before and after eating, removing gloves anytime they're visibly soiled, anytime you have that infection control patient with C. diff, anytime you touch your own face or come in direct contact with other patients. There are a lot of things to consider with infection control. Again, ultimately, hand washing is your biggest friend. It is one of the biggest, like I said, one of the biggest factors to preventing transfers of microbes. All right, y'all have a good day.